I would do that till they got sick of me, but I think you can only do it once. So
You would have to like change your voice completely if you wanted to do it again.
I wanna go out on the Masked Singer tour when they do it. That would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun. What advice would you give, like if JC called you and said, hey, I'm thinking of doing this, like, should I do it? Like, what advice would you give him from this whole experience? Why is it?
Again, uh-oh, you froze again.
Yeah, I don't know why.
There you are.
You keep phrasing. I'm sorry. I don't know whose end it's on. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So what advice would you give JC if you guys were if he called you and said, hey, listen, they contacted me, I'm thinking of doing this?
I would just tell him to go for it, because his voice is so amazing, and it needs to be heard again, and he needs to be doing something. And I think this will be a good start.
What did you learn anything about yourself from this experience, even though it was shorter lived than you might have liked, like as a singer or just as a person or as a performer?
I think definitely, it was a great experience, and I learned that I love to challenge myself, and I won't say no because I'm afraid to do something. It's like, no matter what, I want to go for it and try it. And whether that was Big Brother, whether that was Masked Singer, it was those things that I jumped into and said, I'm not going to be afraid. I'm just going to do it and have fun.
It was great. Well, listen, we talked about the Super Bowl when we first started, like, I think one of the best Super Bowl performances ever, like NSYNC, Britney, Aerosmith. Britney recently, you guys are from that era of music, which is so nostalgic for so many of us. Like, Britney recently said, like, that from performing, like, during the conservatorship, like, she's still traumatized and like she might never perform again. Like, just from someone who's performed with her, like, do you think that's really true that Britney will never perform again?
I hope not. I hope not. I think she still has a bit more to give, and she's a great person, and I know she's been through a ton in the last few years and going back even farther than that, but hopefully she has her head on the right way and she can really see through things and get back out there and do it again.
I hope so too. And Hold Me Closer, I don't know if you've listened to that on
with her and Elton John.
It's great.
Yeah, I love it. And just to hear her voice again is awesome.
Well, listen, Celebrity Big Brother, The Masked Singer. I mean, is there anything else you want to tell us? Like, might we see you and Joey on Amazing Race one day?
Yeah, that's up next. Amazing Race. So You Think You Can Cook. We're just going to run the gamut now and do as much as we possibly can. So.
Absolutely. Do you, are you working on any new music? I know you've done a lot of solo stuff in your time.
I have not put anything new out in a long time. I've been on tour this year with this Pop 2000 tour, and it's been a blast because I can fly out. I go on the weekends. They have shows on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, sometimes 4 shows, 3 shows, 2 shows, 1 show. And, I can fly out, do the show. Then I'm back here in Nashville to be with my kid and take him to school every day.
What's the best thing about being a father?
I think it's when my son sees things in a new way and makes me kind of see things in that new way too. Whereas it's something I've been used to and you take for granted, but then when you hear him talk about it, you hear him say something about it, it kind of brings it back to that beginning stage of, oh yeah, that is kind of neat. I never really thought about that. Or, and just that my wife and I made our best friend. It's like we went to a factory and picked out what we wanted and we got our best friend. So there's so many things I love about it.
Does your son like understand what you did and like how you toured the world? Like, does he have that, listen, people are obsessed with celebrity and pop culture. And like you said, like the fans for NSYNC run so deep. Like, does he have a full understanding or are you just daddy?
he's really, I mean, I'm definitely just daddy, but he's really starting to develop. He'll be 5 in October, so he's at that age, and he's already been through the experimental YouTube thing where he's like, Dad, I Googled all of your videos, and he'll watch all the videos, all the songs, and randomly I'll hear him just singing one of the songs that I'm like, where did you even hear that song? But he's definitely started to notice it, and he'll see if we're out and people ask for pictures, or if he comes out to the shows or on tour, he definitely is like, this is a little different than most kids' dads.
Absolutely. Well, as we wrap up, like if you could do a duet with anyone, and I've really enjoyed your time on The Masked Singer, love the Hummingbird, but like if you could do a duet with anyone, like who would be at the top of your list?
Oh man, there's so many. I mean, there's the duets I would have done growing up, like with the Freddie Mercurys or the Paul McCartneys. And then there's the duets I did or would do in the heyday of the band, like, anything from like maybe Mark McGrath, who's on tour with us now with Sugar Ray. And then, voices now that are just amazing. Harry Styles' new record and everything is just unbelievable. And what these kids are doing. There's tons of all over the place that I'd love to do. So.
And Harry Styles' stuff is great. And final question, like, do you look at like a BTS? I mean, like they've just taken this boy band formula and just it's on acid now. Like,
Right.
Are you ever like amazed at like the juggernaut of BTS and what it is and like what the boy band of today's day and age has become?
Definitely, it's very impressive what they do, for sure. I think that juggernaut has always been there. It's always just changed ideals. When the new kids were out, they were the new kids, and it was all about the new kids. Then it was us and the Backstreet Boys and 98 Degrees. So there was kind of 3 bands all kind of duking it out. And then there was One Direction, and now there's BTS, and it's almost like every one that comes next has to be better than the one before, or you could just go out and find like what the one before was and have that group come out. And they've done a great job of it. BTS is amazing. One Direction's amazing. It's fun to see these kids do their thing.
It really is. Well, I've thoroughly enjoyed, like I said, congratulations on the Masked Singer experience. I'm going to keep saying Joey and Chris for Amazing Race. Love the Hummingbird. And I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me and my audience. So, and thank you to everyone at Fox for making this happen too. So thank you, Chris.
The rabbit and the hummingbird on the Amazing Race. Let's go.
Let's just put that into the universe.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
All right. Thanks.